Here's how I plan my CI lessons now. I open one document, fill in 3 blanks, pick my input, and I'm done in 15 minutes. That's it. That is the whole thing. If you're still spending your Sunday rebuilding lessons from scratch every single week, this video is going to feel like someone just handed you a permission slip because you've been working way too hard for no reason. And I'm going to show you exactly how to fix that. By the end of this, you'll have 3 moves you can start using this week. And I'll tell you what to do when the first one feels too simple to actually be real. Let me paint you a picture. It's Sunday afternoon. You sit down to plan Monday's lesson. 45 minutes later, you've reorganized your Google Drive, gone down a Pinterest rabbit hole, and you've planned exactly nothing. Sound familiar? That's not a motivation problem. That's a blank screen problem. The mistake most CI teachers make is treating every lesson like a brand new creative project. And look, I get it. We care about our students. We want the input to feel fresh. We don't want to phone it in. But here's the thing. The lesson doesn't need to be new. The input needs to be new. The structure can be the same every single time. So here's the fix, and it has 3 parts. First, identify your always true lesson phases. Every strong CI lesson has a hook, an input delivery, a comprehension check, and some kind of extension or output moment. Those 4 things are true whether you're teaching a story, a reading, or a video clip. So right now, not later, right now, open a blank document and write those 4 phases down as a template. That's your shell. Hook, input, check, extend. Every time you plan, you're opening that shell and filling in the blanks. You're never opening a blank screen again. Second, build 2 or 3 shell variations. You want one for story-based input days, one for reading days, and one for audio or video input days. The structure shifts slightly depending on what the input looks like. So having 3 versions means you're always grabbing the right tool for the job instead of retrofitting one shell for everything. Third, and this one's counterintuitive, plan the exit first. Before you fill in a single blank in your shell, write down the one thing you want students to walk away understanding. One sentence. Then build backwards into the shell from there. This takes about 5 minutes and completely eliminates the, wait, what was the point of today? Feeling at the end of your class. Here's what this looks like in real life. It's Sunday. I open my reading shell. I write at the top. By the end of class, students understand that the character is lying about where he's been. Done. Now I pick a reading that sets that up. I fill in the comprehension check questions around that idea. I choose an extension where students react to the reveal. The whole thing takes about 12 minutes. Students get a focused lesson. I get my Sunday back. The failure mode here is overthinking the shell itself. Some teachers build this incredibly elaborate template with 12 subsections and color coding and then spend more time maintaining the template than actually planning. Keep it simple. 4 phases, 3 variations. That's all you need. Here's something nobody told me when I started teaching upper level courses. I assumed advanced students needed a completely different pedagogical architecture. More sophisticated structures, more layers, more moving parts. And I was wrong about that in the most exhausting way possible. The mistake is treating level as a proxy for lesson complexity. And this is a really easy trap to fall into because it feels logical. Advanced students are more capable, so surely the lesson design should reflect that, right? Except acquisition doesn't work that way. What changes at advanced levels is the input, not the skeleton. The lesson shell that works in level 1 works in level 4. The bones are the same. Teachers who don't know this spend twice as long planning upper level courses than they need to. But here's how to fix it. Take your level 1 reading shell, the one you just built, and literally copy paste it into your level 4 planning document. Same 4 phases, same structure. Now, just swap in richer, more complex input. A news article instead of an adapted story. An authentic audio clip instead of a simplified script. A nuanced literary passage instead of a beginner text. That swap is 90% of the work. You're not designing a new lesson. You're selecting better fuel for the same engine. Second move, add one depth lever, just one. Build a single slot into your shell where advanced students encounter a harder version of whatever the comprehension check is. At level 1, it might be who went to the store. At level 4, it might be what does the narrator's choice reveal about his values? One question, one slot. You don't need a whole new lesson. You need one moment where the ceiling is higher. Third, and this is the one that surprises people, use the same story structures across multiple levels. A mystery story works in Spanish 1 and Spanish 4. It absolutely does. At level 1, your students are following the plot, meeting the characters, figuring out who did it. At level 4, your students are debating the narrator's reliability, analyzing what's left unsaid, discussing what the story says about the culture. Same shell, totally different cognitive experience. Picture this. I'm teaching a mystery reading about a missing item. In Spanish 1, we read it, we check comprehension, we vote on who we think is responsible. But in AP, we read it, we look at the way the narrator describes the suspects, we discuss what the word choice implies about bias. Same story, same 4-phase shell, wildly different conversations. The failure mode here is students finishing level 1 version of the extension and then just waiting. If a student zooms through the lower tier activity and you don't have the depth lever ready, the energy drops fast. Build the depth lever into the shell before class, not as an afterthought. If 3 students finish early and you've nothing for them, that's when things get weird. We're on the last one now, and this is honestly the most practical piece of the whole video. Once your shell exists, the weekly planning process should take 15 minutes. I'm serious. If it's taking longer than that, something in your system is broken, and I'll tell you exactly what. The mistake is planning day by day instead of week by week. You sit down Monday morning, you plan Monday. Tuesday morning, you plan Tuesday. Every single day is its own planning session. And every single day you're starting fresh, finding input, remembering where you left off, reorientating yourself to what students know. It's exhausting, and it adds up to way more time than one consolidated planning block. Here's the 3-part fix. First, build a rapid input sourcing habit. Right now, I want you to bookmark 3 or 4 reliable input sources for each level you teach. News sources, short video channels, adapted text libraries, whatever works for your language. When you sit down to plan, you're choosing from a curated menu, not Google searching for 45 minutes. You already know where the good stuff is. You're just picking today's dish. Second, keep a parking lot document running all week. Anytime you stumble across a good article, an interesting video, a perfect authentic text, Drop the link in the parking lot. By the time your planning day arrives, you've already got 5 options waiting for you. You're not hunting for input. You're sorting through what you already found. I keep mine as a simple running doc sorted by level. Takes 10 seconds to add something, saves me half an hour every week. Third, and this is where the counterintuitive one, plan all 5 days at once and then stop. Don't plan Monday, teach Monday, evaluate Monday, then plan Tuesday. Sit down once, open your shells for the week, drop in your input sources, write your comprehension check questions, and close the doc. Done. If you plan day by day, you'll over-engineer everything because you're reacting to how Tuesday went when you're trying to plan Wednesday. Plan the week. Trust the shell. Get out. Here's what my actual planning session looks like. Sunday, 2 o'clock. I open my 5 shells for the week, 2 reading days, 2 story days, 1 video day. I've got 3 links in my parking lot already. I pick the 2 best ones for reading days, pull a story structure I've used before and swap in new characters, queue up the video I bookmarked on Thursday. I write 1 comprehension check per shell. I'm done by 2:15. The failure mode here is planning too precisely. If you write out exactly what you'll say for each phase of each lesson, you're writing a script, not a shell. And then when a student asks an unexpected question on Wednesday, which they will, the whole thing falls apart because you plan for a specific path, not a flexible structure. Keep the shell minimal. Input, phases, exit idea. The rest is you in the moment, which is where CI actually lives anyway. 3 shells, 1 parking lot doc, 15 minutes on Sunday. That's the whole system. It's not complicated, which is exactly why it works. If this gave you even one usable idea, do me a favor and hit the like button. It helps more teachers find this stuff, and honestly, it's the nicest thing you can do for someone who just gave you their Sunday back. And if you want more of this kind of thing, practical, classroom real CI strategies with zero fluff, hit subscribe. That's pretty much what I do here every week. Drop a comment below and tell me what part of the lesson planning is still eating the most time for you. Is it finding input, writing questions, figuring out how to start the lesson? Tell me what the actual bottleneck is. I'm genuinely curious, and I might turn it into a video. If you want done-for-you input materials every single month, reading stories, audio scripts across levels, check out the CI Survival Kit. Link is in the description. And if you've ever wondered whether your teaching approach actually matches your proficiency goals, take the CI Proficiency Quiz. That link is in the description too. And it takes just about 5 minutes. Click the next video on the screen. I think you'll like where it goes. Happy comprehensible input.